Aloha, welcome to TMDR, the Maui Daily Report for Thursday, June 5th, 2025. I'm Chivo Ching Johnson. These are some of the stories that may interest you today. We were told that it would start again, and we just didn't know when. And in fact, at about 10:10 p.m. last night, Kilauea's lava fountain reached heights of 325 feet. By 10:40 p.m., it reached over 980 feet. 10 minutes later, the fountain generated a plume that reached 16,500 feet above ground level and was increasing into the night. Then episode 24 stopped abruptly at 4:28 a.m. Stay tuned for episode 25. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from shutting down more than 100 Job Corps centers nationwide, including the Maui Job Corps Center in Makawao. The Department of Labor announced plans last week to dismantle Job Corps programs. The temporary restraining order means immediate layoffs have been paused, at least for now. After an extensive overhaul nearly 2 years after the Lahaina wildfire, the 42-unit Lahaina Roads Apartments on Front Street are set to reopen June 16th. This is happening as the Maui County Council prepares to decide on Mayor Richard Bisson's short-term rental phase-out bill that affects condominiums in apartment districts like this one. Currently, only 7 of the units are owned by permanent residents. The debate over the future of thousands of short-term vacation rentals on the Minatoya List in Maui County is heading to the Housing and Land Use Committee meeting next Monday, June 9th at 10 a.m. Mayor Richard Bisson is expected to give opening remarks about the legislation that he proposed more than a year ago. The bill would eliminate about 7,000 visitor accommodations in apartment zone districts, and the meeting will, of course, be broadcast live on Akaku Channel 53. The shallow channels between Maui Nui's 4 islands are home to the largest known population of manta rays in the U.S., with more than 600 cataloged individuals. But the rays have become increasingly elusive. Lahaina-based researcher Mark Dikos and his team are examining 18 years' worth of data to better understand if the population is growing, if it's stable, or in decline. And based on genetic samples taken of mantas in Maui Nui and Hawaii Island, these two populations are genetically isolated, meaning that they do not mix, furthering each population's vulnerability. Here's a clip on these amazing creatures.
There's a direct correlation between the health of the reefs and the abundance of marine biodiversity. Let's check out one of my favorites, the manta rays. We'll meet up with Mark Dikos to see what's going on.
Here we are in Maui. This is my favorite place on Maui, and this is the Olowalu Reef. It's about 1,000 acres of pristine reef, some of the last healthy reef in Hawaii. I've been studying the manta rays here at Olowalu for the past 10 years. We have over 330 that come to the reef here. We see them repeatedly, and they come here to get cleaned and for reproductive purposes. So one of the findings in my research that was a little disturbing was that 1 out of 10 of these manta rays have a damaged or missing cephalic fin. That's the appendage they use to guide plankton and water into their mouths when feeding. And what it appears is that when they encounter fishing line, probably from coastal fishing in the shallows at night, they don't see the line. When they hit it, they close those cephalic fins and begin to barrel roll, essentially just wrapping themselves tight into that line. 1,000-pound animal eventually breaks free, but that tight wrap will start to cut through the flesh over time until eventually they either sever the limb completely or they severely damage or render it non-functional. And the decisions we make in the next few years will determine the fate of that reef and of the manta rays. There is a momentum that's looking very positive, and I look forward to the future.
Binhi at Ani will host a summer enrichment program that will offer free classes for youth in Philippine cultural dance, art, and introductory eskrima beginning July 7th. Pre-registration is highly recommended via email to binhiatani@gmail.com. Applicants are asked to provide their name, phone number, email, and age in that email. Parking your car in Maui is about to have more rules, or so it appears. The county parking pilot program is supposed to improve management and accessibility at beach parks, business districts, and other highly used areas on the island. Community members are encouraged to attend a Park Maui informational webinar to find out more and to offer feedback. The Park Maui webinar will be held Wednesday, June 18th from 5 to 6 p.m. via Zoom. To register, visit tinyurl.com/parkmaui. This Saturday, June 7th, between 9 a.m. and noon, the Maui Police Department will host a child safety seat inspection event at the Maui Marketplace parking lot. The event will provide a free, no-obligation inspection of child safety seats to make sure that they're installed correctly and functioning properly. If you have any questions about your child safety seat, please just ask. Earlier this year, we reported that drowning is the #1 cause of death for Hawaii's children aged 1 through 15. Now the county is offering annual tuition-free swim lessons for all children aged 5 years and up. Lessons will be held from 4:30 to 5 p.m. on weekdays starting June 30th, running through August 29th. Full registration details and program rules will be shared during a meeting Tuesday, June 24th at 6:15 p.m. at the Coach Spencer Shiraishi Memorial Pool. That's the swimming pool next to the Salvation Army in Kahului. Kalepolepo Fish Pond in North Kihei was one of the safer places for keiki to swim on the island. But now the County of Maui has announced a partial closure of the Kalepolepo Beach Park for the installation of wastewater infrastructure. The closure is expected to remain in effect through early October of this year. Now here's a segment featuring Vene Chan on the restoration of the Ko'iei Fish Pond.
I'm with Ao on the Loko'i'a o Maui, also known as the Maui Fish Pond Association. I'm also considered the Kia'i Loko, the builder or guardian of the fish pond. In 2007, Uncle Kimokeo Kapuhulehua had asked if I was interested in helping restoring an ancient site. And when he brought me down to Ko'iei Loko'i'a, or Kalepolepo Park, I was in awe to see the type of work that needed to be done. My background, really, I had no experience in building rock walls at all. I went with my na'au, or what came from the inside of my opu, and I just felt like it was something important to do. The first thing that we did was look at the characteristics of the rock, because one of the stipulations was that we couldn't bring in any rocks and we couldn't use any kind of machinery. We really had to look at the characteristics of the rocks and the foundation of where the existing wall once stood. With the help of some of our Molokai ohana, they actually showed a bunch of Hawaiians the concept of building rock walls. Joined right after they had come and did this presentation and started the building of the wall on the north side. A grant was offered or made to our association, and then it brought me along into the construction of the wall. I came with an empty cup, and as I began to work with the rocks, I began to notice the different characteristics and the placement of where each pohaku wants to be. Once you identify the type of rocks that you're using, then you're gonna know where they belong, like a family, like a ohana. And so we want to build our foundation of our fish pond upon these rocks. So we use the biggest rocks that we can find. I call it the kupu kupuna rocks for the base. We want to use them on the outside of the wall as well as the inside of the wall. We take all the round kind, place it all in the middle where they all peel each other. And then of course we put the flat ones on the top, the block size on the inside to make the face, and the biggest rocks that we can find on the outside to protect the inside. And then we let the ocean and the wave action form the wall for us. The wall is usually anywhere between 18 to 20 feet wide, and we want to build it higher than the highest tide. Some areas going to be about 5-6 feet, and other areas going to be about 4 feet. So really just looking at the characteristics of the rock and looking at how the ocean is going to help us guys build the wall.
Count Mahina Wayside along the Hana Highway will be closed from June 12th through June 22nd for a tree removal project. The project will involve cutting, limbing, removal, and transportation of the trees using heavy equipment. During this period, the park will be closed to all vehicular and foot traffic. Absolutely no entry will be permitted. The Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, or CNHA, is celebrating the graduation of the inaugural Production Arts Technical Training Program. This workforce development initiative is designed to address the labor shortage in Hawaii's live event and entertainment production industry. On June 6th, from 6 to 10 p.m., 18 graduates who have completed 21 weeks of hands-on certification training will showcase their work at Hawaii Stage Headquarters in Honolulu. Today, we have received some sad news that Maui artist and friend of Akaku, Rachel Deboer, who made Maui's creative community so bright and beautiful, has passed away after enduring ALS with fierce grace. Even as she lost control of her body, she still created using eye gaze technology to write a memoir with a quote, "The littlest memories are shards of light, blinding you so you never forget." Rachel was also a body painter who utilized black light for some of her art. And here is a clip of a performance of a Hawaiian mythological blacklight theater show called E Na Amakua. Beautiful stuff. Rachel was an amazing person, a talented artist, and a woman full of love. You know, speaking of love, we have got the perfect dog for you. Meet Kahe, our pet of the week.
Aloha kako. Kahe is Maui Humane Society's pet of the week. Kahe is a 4-year-old boy with a big heart and an even bigger love for toys, treats, and cuddles. Kahe came to Maui Humane Society in April, after his ohana couldn't keep him due to housing issues. Being in the shelter is really hard for Kahe. He gets stressed, scared, and he just wants to be somewhere quiet and loving again. Kahe is such a sweet and loyal guy, and all he wants is to be part of a family where he can give all his love. Kahe promises to be your best friend, your shadow, and your snuggle buddy. Kahe does great with structure, playtime, and affection. Please come meet Kahe. He's been waiting for someone just like you. Once you meet, you'll see that Kahe is so ready to go home with you. Found kittens in your neighborhood? Before stepping in, ask yourself this question. Are they visibly sick or injured? If not, then leave that kitten where it's sitting. Oftentimes, mom cat is nearby hunting for food and will be back shortly. Mom knows best, and she offers their strongest chance for survival. If she does not return within 10 hours, contact Maui Humane Society for the next steps to take in helping them. Learn more at mauihumanesociety.org/foundkittens. Kitten season is here. Want to help? Become a kitten foster. We are experiencing an increased influx of kittens coming into the shelter every single day, and we desperately need fosters. As a foster, you will help us create critical space in our shelter for our community's sick and injured animals, while you care for adorable orphan kittens at home. Maui Humane Society will provide all food, supplies, and training. You can choose to bottle feed our most fragile felines, or help older kittens gain weight and learn important social skills before adoption. MHS offers training and resources for anyone interested. Sign up to become a kitten foster at mauihumanesociety.org/foster.
You know, our animal shelter is so full, and those dogs and cats wait day after day, hoping someone will come and take them home. Dogs and cats will enrich your life in so many ways. Please visit the animal shelter and see who's waiting to meet you. And that's it for today's Maui Daily Report. Mahalo for joining us, and please keep watching Akaku channels 53, 54, and 55. You can watch Akaku at akaku.org or on your phone 24/7 with our app Maui Stream. You can listen to TMDR between 7 and 8 p.m. on KAKU 88.5 FM. This is how we stay connected. I'm Chibo Ching Johnson. Have a great Thursday night. Be careful, stay healthy, and keep smiling. Aloha.